Hi there, welcome to the Call to Cinema, and tonight we are reviewing Taste of Soul, Sweet Taste of Souls.
Yes.
I almost got the title wrong, which is a shame because do you know what? This I really, really liked. And we're probably going to get in spoiler territories a bit for this one because this is a bit of a twisty, like swervy type of film.
Yeah.
It starts out with we see a guy escaping from something and we don't exactly know what, but we see him like running his butt off to get away. And then we meet our lead characters, which are a band, which is has three people, and a girl that they've recently picked up. So how do we put it? They're driving, trying to find where their next gig is going to be, and arguing a lot. There's a lot of arguing between them, and we find out like why throughout there, and we'll get into that actually. But it is two guys and two girls, and they end up wanting to stop over to get something to eat. And they stop off at this little restaurant that doesn't, it's kind of open. It's not, there's an open sign in it, but it doesn't really look like it's open. But they go in anyway, and they meet the character played by Honey Lauren, and I don't remember her character's name right now.
Eleanor.
Eleanor, perfect. So, and she gives them her famous cherry pie. Now, I'm going to say one thing right out of the gate. The opening for this film has this cherry pie song on it, and it's not great. The opening song isn't. It fits the movie in a way, but the song is not great. And for some people, when you start a film and you're like, oh, this, I'm not really into this, and you'll turn it off right away. Don't, because this is a fun ride. And when there's so many like remakes and sequels and reboots and all that stuff going around, and people complain all the time that there's nothing different and there's nothing original, and this is very different and very original. It's very much like almost like a Twilight Zone, a type of thing, even almost like in a more adult, like Goosebumps style episode, but it's a feature-length film. And the film, aside from not being boring, it's not predictable. And I got to say that right out of the gate. The film is not at all predictable. And the cast is great. Now, I looked online on IMDb afterwards to see where the cast had done stuff before. I was kind of surprised that a lot of them hadn't done a lot before. Now, the lead, played by Honey Lauren, who steals the show. She really does. Though the guy that plays Kyle is also extremely good. There's actually a few good actors in this one. But Honey Lauren, she's done a lot of stuff before. Now, though, for a lot of you guys, if you're watching my channel, you probably saw her in Francis Ford Coppola's Dracula. So remember the theater scene in Dracula when there's this like black and white movie playing in the background, and there's this voluptuous like naked girl? That's Honey Lauren. So, she's done lots of other stuff aside from that. But usually, if you're watching my channel, you watch a lot of horror, and you watch a lot of that style of stuff. And I know there's a few people on here that Francis Ford Coppola's Dracula is their favorite version of Dracula, even though it should be Christopher Lee. But anyway, it's what do you think?
Actually, I just want to get back to the opening song. Aaron is right. It is sort of when it first comes on. When it's the first thing in the movie, it's sort of odd. But if you recall the movie if you recall the song as you watch the movie, you'll sort of understand why they chose it. I'm not saying maybe it's not a great thing. I mean, wasn't a great? I'm missing this.
May not been a great song initially, like to start out
yeah.
with. But once you go back and watch it again,
yes.
it works for rewatches.
And I'm not sure who sang the song. It almost sounded like Honey Lauren, actually.
I think it was actually.
And the way the song is sung, it matches the movie perfectly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this was a very, very, very well done movie. I must agree. It is, and the effects in it are done really well. I I personally haven't seen effects like that, uh, except for near the end. There is some effects done well, but I've seen it done similarly. But there's another effect that's used several times for the movie that I've never seen personally done like that, and I was amazed by it.
I thought it was impressive. I mean, like overall, like because you have like the concept is there, and I guess we can say the concept of the film is basically that she is.
Should we though? Because it is.
It is. Yeah, you're right.
Be,
Let's not actually. Let's not say it. But I'll tell you what, this is one, guys, that we do want you. We're going to talk around about it a bit and talk about some stuff that we liked about it and try not to give away because this is a movie that has a few twists and turns, and they are good twists and turns.
Yep.
Like just out of the gate, even before like we'll get to like spoiler alert, we're both recommending the film. Uh, that's not going to be like something that's going to be hard. This is a hard recommendation for me as something that not only should you rent the movie, but if you can get a physical copy of this film, I personally I'm going to look for a physical copy of this film because I do want to own it, and it's one that I will go back and watch again actually.
And he's the one with all the horror movies and all the movies like that. So if he happens to watch it and I'm here, I'd probably agree to watch it too. Just as a note, I do like movies, but he is the king. Between the two of us, he is the king.
I drag him kicking and screaming in the horror film since we were kids, actually. Friday the 13th marathons, The Hidden, like a whole bunch of films. But this is not. It is kind of a horror film, but I think it's kind of a fantasy too.
Yeah.
Because we watched Blumhouse's Fantasy Island, just after you got here, and we had fun with that. Actually, we talked about that actually another time. But in actuality, I got to say this kind of had that kind of fantasy-esque feel to it. Yeah. There were a lot of things there's a lot of things to like about this film. There was a lot of like when you go back and if I was and I did try to look okay, let's critically like let's dissect it. Let's see the negativity. And for me, I wasn't that big on the song at the beginning. And if that's my heaviest criticism on this film, and it really is actually, because I do think that all the actors were good. I think that the fight sequence between the I'm not sure if they're brothers or just best friends, whatever. Like it comes off. It makes sense when you find out why, but at first it kind of comes out kind of forced because it makes the guy look initially like a bigger jerk than he actually is. Because when you find out what happens and why he's doing it and what he's actually trying to do, then you realize I kind of get it. Yeah. Because and this is not giving anything really away in the film, is that basically something happened between these two guys when they were young that caused one of them to get injured extremely a lot and change his course, change his career, and he's angry about it, and he's still kind of angry about it, but he's not so much angry about what happened. He's still angry about what happened, but he's in that like mode where he's trying to push his friend to finally to confront himself, to confront his fears, to do something. Like he's pushing him like physically, like basically, hit me, bro, type of thing.
Yeah.
And we get a bit of that in the film. And the first sequence of it does seem a little bit like on the force side, but like that again, that is me literally clawing around looking for things to nitpick at, and that is a nitpick because the plot line for this film goes in so many different directions. There is some really great things. There's a few twists. One that came out of nowhere. It just whacked me. I just did not expect it. And there's no character on this that I think it comes off unlikable. You get a lot of these horror films or these fantasy, like sci-fi, whatever films, and you get tropes, right? You get these trope characters. Yeah. Like there's the sexy, horny character. There's the virginal girl. There's the goth. There's the jock. There's the nerdy guy, the type of thing. So some of them kind of fit like slightly into the tropes, but they kind of bleed out into more fleshed out characters. Like that's the way that I took them, as being kind of a more fleshed out, more real, and no more so than Honey Lauren, who does amazing in what at first seems to be like just maybe it's just going to be like a one note type of role, and she just adds so much depth
Yeah.
to the film, and I'm actually surprised I haven't seen her more, especially in like I don't think she's done a lot of lead roles,
No.
and that's a shame. Hopefully that'll change from Sweet Taste of Souls, because she, like everybody in this movie, is good, but every scene she's in, she stands out, and not just because she's a beautiful lady, but because she's a fantastic actress, and her character is extremely well written, and she plays it so well. And there's a movie called Devil's Honey, done by Lucio Fulci, which I haven't seen yet, but you got to see. And it plays with perception and how grief can change the way we remember people and things. And that, in a way, kind of plays out in this film as well.
Yes. Yeah, it does. Yeah.
And we see more so near the end.
Yeah.
So, your thoughts?
My thoughts? Aaron said a lot of things that, like, if someone said, "Should I watch Sweet Taste of Souls?" I would say yes. Oh my God, yes. Go watch it. It is very. I found a very satisfying movie in many respects. Uh, there, if you want to nitpick, there's one or two small things, like the fight. There's one tiny instance of practical special effect that was probably just a budget thing or something. I don't know, but it not enough to make you not enjoy this movie. The actors were good. The story, the multi-layered story was really interesting. I don't know what I don't know what more I could say, because most of what I have to say is praise.
Yeah, it is, and it's multi-layered. It is a shepherd's pie type of film. There's layers upon layers, and it's extremely well done. And that's the thing that we gotta take back. We watch like a lot of films, and we watched a lot together like this week. And this is a low budget film. This is one of those lower budget, kind of micro budget films, and you would not tell that from some of the stuff that was done.
Yeah, I know.
They cleverly did the effects that they used.
Yes.
And it's like, you've ever seen The Outer Limits, like that type of thing. There's without so much of the depressingness. That series had a lot of depressingness, especially the later series.
That's true.
But this is fun. It's a fun film. Yeah, I think you're going to enjoy it from beginning to end. All the twists seem good. They seem deserved. Yeah. You want to rate it? You want to give this one a rating?
I was speaking to Aaron earlier, between now and when we watched the movie. I said probably 8, but I could say 9, maybe 9.5 out of 10.
Which is incredible. Like, I don't give like number ratings most of the time, but for this one here, I'm gonna go old school with one of my great idols that I grew up watching, and this is probably one of the reasons that I do what I do. So I give it a thumbs up.
Yeah.
Because it's one of those films that really works. Sweet Taste of Souls was put by Tri-Coast Entertainment. I will link the trailer down in the description below. I honestly say, do not watch the trailer. Get this movie, go in blind, and enjoy it, because that is the best way to watch this film. Is to go in blind, and just like you knew nothing going into this film.
No.
I'd seen a trailer because Tri-Coast sent me a trailer before, and asked me if it was something that I was interested in. I said I was, and Tri-Coast sent me like a review link to the film. And I, as you can see, I'm very honest with my reviews. We talked about like Camp Twilight, which we thought was something that could work, something that could be redone better. This is perfect the way it is. I don't think we need to see this remade. Though I did like the characters. So I hate to say it, I don't know. This could be a one-off, but I was really invested in the characters. So there's Honey Lauren's character. Although you find out, I guess, all you need to know, I still wanted to know more. I still like the character a lot, and there's enough ambiguity in the film, so if they wanted to go into like anything else, they could in the future. But I think that honestly, any of the actors that went into this film can go on to launch themselves to do like much, great stuff with the thanks to a large part to this film. It was well directed, it was well shot, the editing was good, the performances were great overall, the music aside from the first song, and even that kind of plays in to the plot line, which Raj pointed out. So yeah, I loved it. Sweet Taste of Souls.
Good movie.
Great movie.